Dandavat Pranam to the assembled devotees. Namaste. All glories to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Antya Lila, Chapter 19, Text 51. Sabhajaji bhajiyanre sehi apana hate mare nari vadhe krishnera nahi bhaya tanra lagi ami mari ulati na chahe hari chana matre bangila pranaya. He for whom I have left everything is personally killing me with his own hands. Krishna has no fear of killing women. Indeed, I am dying for him, but he doesn't even turn back to look at me. Within a moment, he has broken off our loving affairs. Text 52. Krishne kene karirosa apana durdaiva dosha pakila mora ehi papafala e Krishna mora premadina tare kaila udashina ehi mora abhagya prabhala. Yet why should I be angry with Krishna? It is the fault of my own misfortune. The fruit of my sinful activities has ripened, and therefore Krishna, who has always been dependent on my love, is now indifferent. This means that my misfortune is very strong. Ehi mata goraraya vishade kare haya haya haha Krishna tumi gelakati Gopi bhava hridaye taravake vilapaye Govinda damo tara madhaveti. In this way, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu lamented in the mood of separation. Alas, alas, O Krishna, where have you gone? Feeling in his heart the ecstatic emotions of the gopis, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu agonized in their words, saying, O Govinda, O Damodar, O Madhava. Tabe svarupa ramaraya karinana upaya Mahaprabhura kare asfashana gayena sanga magi Prabhura Kichu Stira Haila Mana. Srup Damodar and Ramananda Roy then devised various means to pacify the Lord. They sang songs of meeting that transformed his heart and made his mind peaceful. Ehi mata vilapite ardharatri gela Gambhirate svarupa goshani prabhure soaila. As Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu lamented in this way, half the night passed. Then Suk Damodar made the Lord lie down in the room known as the Gambhira. Prabhure soyana Ramananda gela gare Svarupa Govinda Swila Gambhirharadvare. After the Lord was made to lie down, Ramananda Roy returned home, and Srup Damodar and Govinda lay down at the door of the Gambhira. Premhaveshe Mahaprabhura Gara Gara Mana Nama Sankirtana Kari Karena Jagarana. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu stayed awake all night, chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, his mind overwhelmed by spiritual ecstasy. Virahe Vyakulha Prabhu Udvega Utila Gambhira Rabite Yemuka Gashite Lagila. Feeling separation from Krishna, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was so distraught that in great anxiety he stood up and began rubbing his face against the walls of the Gambira. Mukhe gande nakekshata haila apara bhaveshe na janena prabhupada rakta dhara. Blood oozed from the many injuries on his mouth, nose, and cheeks, but due to his ecstatic emotions, the Lord did not know it. Text 60. Sarvaratri karena bhave mukha sangashrana gon sabda karena svarupa shunila takana. In ecstasy, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu rubbed his face against the walls all night long, making a peculiar sound, gon, which Swarup Damodar could hear through the door. Dipajvali gade gela deki prabhura mukha svarupa govinda dunhara haila bhara dukkha. Lighting a lamp, Swarup Damodar and Govinda entered the room. When they saw the Lord's face, they were filled with sorrow. Prabhure se yate ani sustira karaila kanhe kaila ei tumi svarupa puchila. They brought the Lord to his bed, calmed him, and then asked, "Why have you done this to yourself?" Prabhu kahena udvege garena pari rahite dvara chahi buli sigra bahira hoite. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "I was in such anxiety that I could not stay in the room. I wanted to go out, and therefore I wandered about the room looking for the door." Dvara nahi panamukha lage chari bite kshatahaya rakta pade napayate. Unable to find the door, I kept hitting the four walls with my face. My face was injured, and it bled, but I still could not get out. Unmada dashaya prabhura stira nahe mana yehi kare yehi bole saba unmad lakshana. In this state of madness, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's mind was unsteady. Whatever he said or did was all symptomatic of madness. Svarupa goshanita bechinta paila mane bhaktagana lana vichara kaila aradine. Swarup Damodar was very anxious, but then he had an idea. The following day, he and the other devotees considered it together. Sabha bhakta melitabe prabhure sadhila Sankara pandite prabhura sange soyaila. After consulting with one another, they entreated Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu to allow Shankara Pandit to lie down in the same room with him. Prabhupada tale Shankara karena sayana Prabhu Tandra Upara Karena Pada Prashrana. Thus Shankara Pandit lay down at the feet of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord placed his legs upon Shankara's body. Prabhupado Padhana Bali Tandra Nama Haila Purve Vidureyena Shri Shuka Varnila. Shankara became celebrated by the name Prabhu Padhana, the pillow of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. He was like Vidura, as Shukadeva Goswami previously described him. Text 70. Iti bruvanam vidhuram vinitam sahasra srinas charano padhanam prahasruta roma bhagavat katayam Praniyamano munir abhyachasta. When submissive Vidura, the resting place of the legs of Lord Krishna, had thus spoken to Maitreya, Maitreya began speaking, his hair standing on end due to the transcendental pleasure of discussing topics concerning Lord Krishna. This quote is from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.13.5. Shankara Karena Prabhura Pada Samvahana Gumana Padena Toiche Karena Sayana. Shankara massaged the legs of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, but while massaging he would fall asleep and thus lie down. Ughada ange padiya Shankara nidrayaya Prabhu uti apana kanta tahare jadaya. He would lie asleep without a covering on his body, and Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu would get up and wrap him with his own quilt. Nirhantara Gumaya Shankara Shigra Chaitana Vasipada Chapi Kare Ratri Jagarana. Shankara Pandit would always fall asleep, but he would quickly awaken, sit up, and again begin massaging the legs of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, he would stay awake the entire night. Tanrabaye Narena Prabhu Bahire Yaite Tanrabaye Narena Bitye Mukhabja Gashite. Out of fear of Shankara, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu could neither leave his room nor rub his lotus-like face against the walls. Ehi lila Mahaprabhura Raghunatha Dasa Gauranga Stava Kalpa Vrikshe Karyache Prakasha. This pastime of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's has been described very nicely by Raghunath Das Goswami in his book known as Gauranga Stava Kalpa Vriksha. Swakiyasya Pranharbuddha Sadrisha Gostaya Virat Pralapan Un Madat Sata Tam Ati Kurvan Vikaladihi Dadadbito Sashvadvadana Vidhu Garshena Rudhiram Chatotam Gorango Hridai Udayamam Madayati. Because of separation from his many friends in Vrindavan, who were like his own life, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu would speak like a madman. His intelligence was transformed. Day and night he rubbed his moon-like face against the walls, and blood flowed from the injuries. May that Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu rise in my heart and make me mad with love. Ehi Mata Mahaprabhu Ratri Divase Prema Sindhu Magna Rahe Kabudu Bhase. In this way, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu stayed immersed day and night in an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna. Sometimes he was submerged and sometimes he floated. Ekakale Vishakera Purnamasi Dine Ratri Kale Mahaprabhu Chalila Ujjane. One full moon night in the month of Vishaka, April through May, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu went to a garden. Jagannatha Vallabha Nama Udhyana Pradhane Pravesha Karaila Prabhu Lana Bhakta Gane. The Lord, along with his devotees, entered one of the nicest gardens called Jagannath Vallabha. Text 80. Prafulita Vrikshavali Yena Vrindavana Shukashari Pika Bringa Kare Alapana. In the garden were fully blossomed trees and creepers exactly like those of Vrindavan. Bumblebees and birds like the Shuka, Sari, and Pika talked with one another. Pushpagandha lanavahe malaya pavana guruhana tarulataya shikaya nachana. A mild breeze was blowing, carrying the fragrance of aromatic flowers. The breeze had become a guru and was teaching all the trees and creepers how to dance. Thus ends our reading for today. All glories to Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai, all glories to Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai, all glories to Sripad Bhakti Nishkam Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai, all glories to Sripad Bhakti Vigyan Muni Maharaj Ki Jai, all glories to all the Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai, all glories to Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai, all glories to Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Jai Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitai Gora Hari 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 Bol.